Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GeForce GTX 590 from 2011 in GTA 5. Now, the GTX 590 was a very high-end GPU back when it released at $699 US. Yes, my friends, the 90-tier GPUs used to be $700. And what you got back then with this super high-end product was a dual GPU graphics card. So the 590 is actually two GTX 580s in the same board using SLI. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power Up's GPU Z. SLI is enabled right there, and we also got the second GTX 590 over here. I just selected it. It supports PCI Express 2.0x16, and it has 512 CUDA cores in each GPU, as well as 1.5 gigabytes of memory. It's also from the Fermi architecture, so it will probably heat up a lot. Don't be surprised if you see very high temperatures. And over on the left, we're pairing it with the Ryzen 5 3600X and 32 gigabytes of RAM, DDR4, 3200 MHz CL14 in dual channel. Let's get into it, shall we? And here we have it, guys. GTA 5 running on the GTX 590. What a beauty to behold. Look at that GPU utilization. Actually, those GPU utilizations. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. It's about to get very hot in here as well. Let's go over the settings now. I'm playing at 1080p resolution using FXAA and the normal textures as well as high settings over here. And the population variety set to the lowest because this consumes quite a lot of VRAM as well as the texture quality, as you can see. And the game is saying that we got 3 gigabytes of VRAM, but in reality only half of that is usable. So it's 1.5 gigabyte per card, but it doesn't stack basically, okay? So we're stuck with normal textures. Moving on to the advanced graphics settings, everything is turned off right here. These are very, very intensive settings. And I'm going to play around with the frame scaling, which is resolution scaling, to increase the resolution in this video, because it doesn't really go over 1080p since it's an old GPU, you know? But alright guys, let's start counting our FPS finally. GPU usages aren't really completely maxing out, but that's due to the fact that the Fermi GPUs are getting really, really old, and I've seen this with other Fermi cards as well, like the 560 Ti 2GB that I recently tested in the channel. They just don't really max out for some reason. Also, in terms of temperatures, they're quite decent. 80 degrees on one GPU, 73 degrees on the other one, and yeah, it's audible for sure, but it's not super, super loud, you know? It's actually doing a decent job at cooling both of these GTX 580s inside of this thing. Alright, approaching Jack's Hill over here. Ooh, it drops like crazy. Holy crap. GPU usage, look at that. It's dropping to 50% usage on both cards. That is interesting. So something might not be running that well here using SLI. Hello, Jacqueline. How's it going, buddy? It's great to see you. It's been a while, actually. Oh, and now let's see Bob. He's been in the comments lately. I noticed him. Goodbye, Bob. Let me just make sure he's dead. I think, yeah, he's dead for sure now. But yeah, it's extremely weird that the GPU utilization drops that far in grassy areas like that. But yeah, aside from that grass FPS cutting in half issue, basically, or GPU usage cutting in half there, it is a really playable experience and really good one. And even though it does drop by quite a lot near grass, it's not the end of the world. You know, it's still playable. It's still above 30 FPS, so it's an enjoyable experience for sure. And remember, GTA 5 came out in 2015 on PC, earlier on consoles, I know, but on PC, which is the best platform ever. It released in 2015, and this GPU was already 4 years old when that released. So to get 1080p resolution gaming with like 30 plus FPS all of the time, or 40 plus FPS all of the time, aside from bushy areas, and even 100 plus FPS in city areas, is actually pretty impressive. So what I'm gonna do here is actually set the grass quality to normal to see if that fixes the issue. All right, here we go. We're back at it. I'm gonna start counting our FPS. This is a different car, but it's still an adequate one. Oh my gosh. Because the Ryzen that we're utilizing is exactly the same color as this car, right? It's Ryzen orange, basically. A little bit of stuttering here and there. That's normal again for SLI setups. Oh boy, at least these older SLI GPUs. You know what? I'm gonna go with this bike this time around. Should be more handy, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, well... well, the bike is gone again. But I got another one. I got another one. I said, there we go. So now that the grass quality isn't set to high, look at that GPU utilization here. So there's definitely something going on. Hello, Jack. How's it going, friend? Do you want a hug? Please hug me, buddy. Please, I'm here. I am here for you. Jack. Jack. Look at me! You know what? I'm starting to think that Jack is blind and deaf at the same time. He can't hear us. He can't hear the shotgun. He can't do it. It's weird. It's weird. As you can see, even inside of these intensive bushes, where previously it dropped into the 30s, now we're up into the 90s. Yeah. So Fermi, with SLI enabled at least, is definitely having a bad issue and a bad time with grass in this game if it is set to high, not if it is set to normal. Now it's actually performing as it should be, right? Okay, so now I kind of want to check it out with some MSAA set to 2 times, because since the FPS were so high on high settings and normal grass quality, I think 2 times MSAA is ideal here. If it doesn't drop too much near the vegetation, that is. But I doubt it will, because, again, at 1080p without MSAA, it did perform quite well, even in the grassy area. But alright, now instead of getting those 100 plus FPS in these city areas, we're in the 80s and 90s most of the time. It might actually drop into the 70s sometimes. But it's still really smooth, right? As you can see, we got some trees right now on screen. And it's still performing pretty much similarly to what we've been seeing so far, 90 frames per second. Remember, if the grass quality was set to high in these areas especially, it would be full of grass and we would drop FPS like crazy to about half the frames that we're getting at the moment. Actually, you might be better off just disabling one of the GPUs if you want to play with high grass quality, because it works a little bit better, I think. Okay, so now it's the moment of truth. 70s, goodbye, Bob. I don't know which one of you is Bob, so you're both gonna die. Good stuff. And over here, yeah, it's still not dropping, guys. So basically it will drop into the 70s. And that's about it. Not from 70 FPS, not even from 75 FPS. That's really impressive, actually. Hello, Jacqueline. It's Jacqueline, that one, okay. So in the off chance that you have a GTX 590 and you're here in this video trying to figure out if your GPU can run GTA 5 so you can buy it, I feel like I'm speaking to no one. But it can definitely play GTA 5. Alright, although you will be paying quite a hefty electricity bill, if I'm honest. And your room is going to be really, really hot. Like, I am sweating at the moment. The GPU is right next to me, like an arm's length away. Alright, now since I can't really go up in resolution here, as you can see, 1080p is the maximum. I disabled MSAA. We're still running exactly the same high settings with normal textures, and on the advanced settings, I will be using some frame scaling right here. So let's try it at 1.5 times first. This is going to be 1620p resolution. Okay, so quite a big bump there, and let's apply it. Hopefully it works. I haven't really tried it though. Let's see the FPS. Ooh, getting 70 still. It's still very playable. And, well, there's still a lot of jagged edges though. Jagged edges. But yeah, honestly, it doesn't really look like the resolution scaling is doing its job very well. Maybe it's not really working as it's supposed to be working. Because with other cards, every time you use resolution scaling, it gets quite a bit sharper and less aliased. But here, it's still aliased. Maybe we didn't go far enough in the resolution bump, but Yeah, it's still aliased. Although, we are getting way lower FPS, though. It's still very playable, still above 60 frames per second all of the time, maybe. Okay, you know what? I kind of want a new car as well. This blue one, oh my god! This is why you gotta wear a helmet. Oh, there's the blue car. I just walked out of the hospital right there, and there's the blue car that I was chasing previously. And we got a friend here. Look at him. How's it going, buddy? Good stuff. Let's start counting our FPS. Dropping down into the 60s sometimes. Not a terrible experience still, you know, a little bit more stuttery, probably because the increase in resolution also makes the game utilize a little bit more VRAM. That's really nice. No, don't go, buddy. Are you okay? He's limping along, my friends. Look at him. He got hurt a little bit, but I'll help. You wanted to die, right? Okay, that must be a terrible road rash right there. Anyway, and let's go over here. All right, Jack's Hill, 50s. Okay, so it does drop down into the 50s sometimes, guys. Completely unplayable. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Oh my god, what the heck? Where is Bob, by the way? There are tons of little rabbits everywhere. And Jack! Hello, Jack! How's it going? Did you see this? A flying car. Can you believe that? Don't see that every day, right? And lastly, we should try the equivalent resolution to 4K, which is 2 times frame scaling mode. It's basically 2 times the vertical resolution, and that is, of course, 2160p. So again, I'm not really sure if this is working properly with the Fermi GPU and applying the actual resolution that I'm thinking it is applying, but coming from 120 FPS at 1080p resolution to 40-ish at 4K seems quite accurate, and this time around I can definitely see an improvement to image quality in terms of jagged edges and aliasing and stuff, although it's still pretty aliased though, not gonna lie. But yeah, this is basically the closest we can get to 4K resolution on the GTX 590, and if the frame scaling is working like in other GPUs, it is indeed getting exactly the same FPS as it would in native 4K resolution. Very impressive stuff, guys. I guess I should have seen it coming at the same time, because I think the GTX 690, which was quite a bit faster than this, that could get, on very high settings, around 60 FPS, if I'm remembering correctly, at 4K resolution in GTA 5. So this one getting like 45 on high instead of very high seems super accurate as well. So I guess the frame scaling is definitely working as it should. It just doesn't look, to my eyes, like native 4K resolution, probably because it isn't native 4K resolution after all. But yeah, oh my god damn it, why do I suck so much? All right, here we are. Oh boy, Bob's, yep, okay, what are you doing? You left the car through the front shield, what? The front window, okay, you must be Bob's wife. Now I know, such an annoying person needs to be Bob's wife. She was going to meet him, that's why she left the car, obviously. And goodbye, Bob, once again. Can't really aim at him. Wait a second. There we go. And let's see the FPS right here. 30s, inside of bushes, 34, 31, 30. Okay, it might actually dip down from 30 frames per second sometimes in very extreme scenarios, basically. But most of the time, it will be around 40, 50 frames. Some drops into the high 30s, which is, again, very impressive. That's a nice bike right there, actually. I want to ride it. Does it have another helmet inside? Come on. Yes, it does. I don't even know how they keep the helmets inside of the bikes, but okay. It's so many helmets, right? Like, if I get out of this one, look at him throwing the helmet away, and now it should probably have another helmet. How many helmets will this bike have? Wait. I need to check it out, guys, for science. And do they stay in the ground? Ooh, this one is a really nice one, actually. I like that. Okay. Oh, no. What is going on? Michael, Michael, stop. I want you to take off your helmet. Thank you. Oh, no. They start to disappear after a while. This is the same one. Wait a second. This is the one that just disappeared. Take it off, Michael. There we go. Come on. Let's check it out. Okay. So, no way. I don't understand what's going on, guys. But it seems there's a limit of like 5 helmets that can be on screen. But that's been it. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just one more quick test right here because I need to see it. 2.5 times frame scaling. It's 2700p, so close to 5K resolution at this point, and it's still getting 30-ish FPS. Lots of aliasing once again, which is super weird with frame scaling. It seems like it is performing the same as the higher resolutions, but it's not looking the same as the higher resolutions for some reason. Probably an SLI thing or just a Fermi thing in this game. In particular, stuttering because we're running out of VRAM once again. Yeah, that's it. Now I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.